We'll also hear from Yaël Ossowski. Yaël is a fellow at the Bitcoin Policy Institute. He's also the deputy director of the Consumer Choice Center, and he has some breaking news for us this morning. This afternoon. Let's welcome Yaël to the stage.
All right, hello everybody. How are we doing? My name is Yaël. I am a consumer advocate, a government skeptic, and a Bitcoiner. And as much as I'd love to say that I can Bitcoin all day long and no one will care, it's not really the case anymore. Because Bitcoiners probably don't care about the government, but the government cares about them. Just look at basically any of the agencies. Look at the federal laws. Look at all of the orders. Look at the lawsuits. Look at the detentions. Bitcoiners are now front and center in many of the political debates about our money, about our future economy, and about financial freedom. So it's very quick. I'd like to go through a congressional guide to Bitcoin policy. Some of the things that we can do that are quick and dirty and easy on behalf of not industry, not legacy banks, but average Bitcoiners like you and me who use the protocol and try to be the best that we can be as users of the greatest sovereign protocol known to man. So we have the mother of all bad ideas, the Bank Secrecy Act. This limits not only exchanges, but banks. There are suspicious activity reports that must be filed. Agencies are now using blockchain analytics to screen the wallets attached to different cryptocurrency exchanges and brokerages. And we've seen now that Bitcoin and Bitcoin developers have been put in the crosshairs because of the Bank Secrecy Act, because of the need to have money transmission licenses. Now, what are the reforms that we can easily do right now? Simple. Start. Exempt all non-custodial, decentralized Bitcoin projects from the Bank Secrecy Act, pass Tom Emmer's Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, and let's raise that threshold for reporting that is normally at $3,000 up to $10,000 for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency exchanges that are licensed as money transmission services. We keep that in line with everything that's happening with normal banks, keep it at $10,000. We'd love to raise that amount. But for now, let's start there. In addition, Senator Mike Lee has a bill called the Saving Privacy Act, which would absolutely reform the Bank Secrecy Act. Important not just for Bitcoiners and everyone in this room, but all Americans who have a bank account, who use dollars, and want to transact privately. Getting rid of financial surveillance is a fight of our time, and we have right now all the tools to make that happen. Congress has all the ultimate ability and the authority. They can ensure Americans are free to use Bitcoin. They can propel the economic opportunities that it provides. And we can move from this patchwork that we have to policies that are more coherent and an actual framework that positions Bitcoin as this pillar of American liberty, innovation, inclusivity for all users. Economic freedom being the most important of all of them. These are all of the laws that are already on the books that touch Bitcoin. Income tax, Bank Secrecy Act, as I mentioned, money laundering. It's all there. It all exists. All of these agencies have an eye on Bitcoin and you. But we don't want special treatment. Bitcoiners just want to freely use our 21st century hard money technology as intended to power our lives. We don't want special privilege. We just want the government to recognize and defend the rights that we already have. If we look at taxation, right now, capital gains is the biggest thing in the room. Every transaction that I do when I pay for a haircut or buy groceries with Bitcoin is a capital gains, and I must report that to the IRS. There are mandated brokerage statements that now must be done that are overly complicated and make it difficult for anyone who's just purchasing Bitcoin on the regular through their brokerage or exchange. First thing we have to do is pass many of these de minimis taxation exemptions. The Virtual Currency Taxation Fairness Act is number one. It's far too low, in my opinion. We need to raise that up to $10,000. Every Bitcoin transaction that you do under that amount should not be considered a capital gain. It is only a transaction economically that you are free to do. Simplifying the reporting and clarifying the income tax treatment. The financial service integration, all of this is happening at record speed. The Trump administration has changed a lot of regulations in a few months, and they were doing a very good job. Another one, Biden left over, is that Fannie Mae, still in the sort of conservancy of government at the moment, it issued its selling guide in 2022, which prohibited virtual currency from being considered an asset for the purpose of home loans. Two things to do. Let's codify all the changes that the Trump administration has made with regulations, do it via Congress. And number two, the Federal Housing Finance Agency Chair, Bill Pulte, he could issue a simple regulatory change in the selling guide of Fannie Mae that would allow any American with Bitcoin assets to use that as collateral for their home loan, unleashing entrepreneurship, capital, and homeownership. Now, as of 30 minutes ago, this is now a reality. The Bitcoin Policy Institute in April proposed this. We've been researching it, pushing it, and I guess you can do some policy via Twitter, because that's exactly what we have. So that is my lightning talk. That is our congressional guide. There's much more to be done. Thank you all for your attention, and thank you for protecting the rights of Bitcoin users in 2025.